Welcome my fellow creators. Today we're going to take a look at different methods of elevation. These all have pros and cons and I'll point them out. I hope you enjoy. We're going to start with two elevation methods that are simple but can't be expanded upwards. On the right hand side you can see the timestamp for the real elevators. Anyway, we first have a sand, gravel or concrete powder elevator that elevates you 4 blocks. To use it, you position yourself on the concrete powder and hit the button. Then you have to jump onto the platform at the right time. After that, the concrete powder goes back down. If you want, you can then jump back down again. One of the great attributes of this elevator is its tiny footprint and the fact that you can hide it very well due to the new concrete powder. Sadly, the height gained is small too, and you have to time your jump accurately. That said, let us see what the next design has to offer. If you want to cover some more height, you can use this slime block launcher in order to reach places 6.5 blocks higher than your origin. To use it, we just run over the pressure plate and onto the slime block, which is going to bounce us up. Now that we're on the platform, we can go down without even taking damage by just pressing jump when we land on the slime block. The extreme ease of building it and the easy operation make this design great, while it's being held back by the fact that you can see the slime blocks and you need immovable blocks next to it. If you want to build any of these designs, there will be a tutorial at the end of the video. Now that we can get up small heights, let's move on to something bigger. Here we have a very old elevator, which is still great because of its efficiency and simplicity. The Enderpearl elevator. We use it by aligning ourselves with a gap in the upper platform and throwing the Enderpearl upwards. Meanwhile, we also hold shift so that the ladders hold us up once we're teleported. In this example I only have 2 layers, but you can expand this further. Sadly, there are also negatives, which include the fall damage received from the Enderpearl and the fact that you need Enderpearls in your inventory for this to work. Aside from that, it's one of the best elevator out there. This praise also applies to slime block elevators. Here I have a player only one, but there are minecart operated ones that are more stable on servers out there. To use it, we just have to go onto the slime block and hit the button. After that, we get bounced up to the top. Of course, to get down, we just fall down and hold space to reduce the bounce. Coming right to the positives, the elevator is easy to use and build. Sadly, it isn't the fastest and most certainly not the prettiest due to the slime, redstone and immovable blocks. To wrap this video up, we come to my personal favorite, the Minecart Clicky Elevator. You use it by just clicking into each subsequent minecart and dismounting at the top. This is very fast, which I quite like. To get down, we just fall back down and the ladders break our fall. This elevator isn't only fast, but also easy to build. Unfortunately, you need lots of iron for this build. Well, that's it for this video. If you have enjoyed, make sure to rate and comment. Let me know what you want next. Anyway, I hope to see you in the next one. So for our sand elevator, we're going to start with our basic L form, and this has to be 4 blocks high, of course. And then we just go down below with the block where the sand is going to be and place in a double piston extender with a normal piston on the face of the last piston, and above the normal piston place the sand, concrete powder or gravel. Then you can come to the lowest piston and just get an output with a observer, which is going to face into a block and another block above the observer, and redstone connecting the observer with this block above it. Then we want to complete the double piston extender, and for that we're going to go from the middle piston to the right side and place in a redstone torch and a block above that, and this should give you your full extension of the double piston extender. And lastly, another torch with a sticky piston and a observer, which is going to power your last normal piston, and here you can set your repeater. And as you can see, it gets retracted and the sand gets launched up for a brief moment so you can jump off. You can also set this to more ticks, but I like to have it fast. And if you want to run a input with a button into this, just connect a not latch, so just a normal redstone torch. And as you can see, it works brilliantly. But if you have a button, you have to set this to 3 ticks and not 4, because it won't match the timings when it's on 4. Building the slime block launcher is quite easy. You first want to place in your slime block in the middle, and then just surround it with immovable blocks, and also the blocks where it is going to extend to, so this one. Then you want to get the 2 pressure plates in place and get an input from below with redstone dust and connect these. Then run out a repeater set on 4 ticks into a block with redstone on the left side, and then just place in your sticky piston right next to the repeater, and then lastly your slime block again, and as you can see, it functions like a charm. If you want tutorials on the ender pearl elevator and the slime block elevator, there will be tutorials linked in the description down below. So to build the Minecart Clicky Elevator, we're going to use a tube right here. And first of all, we want to place solid blocks where you can attach ladders. Every 5th block, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Place a block. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Place a block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Place a block. And on these blocks, you want to place ladders. Just like that. And just above the ladders, which I can right now not really demonstrate that well, but you're going to go out right here and place down 2 normal rails, 1 block above the ladders, and then just bring in a minecart, which you are going to click, and as you can see, we can click it from down there, and this is going to be our first minecart. Then patch that hole, go to the next ladder, and again 1 block above the ladder. So there's a ladder, 1 block, and then the rail, just like that, and get in another minecart and patch the hole. And lastly, for our third one, we're going to do the same thing, so ladder and minecart on top, and you then have to do it all the way up. And at the top, I wouldn't use a for example, when you still have 3 blocks to go from your last minecart, so your ladder is here and then you have 3 blocks, I would just place another minecart right after that, just like that. But as you can see, the ladders break our fall,